Doing a fantastic job. C'est très magnifique.
They just drag these strops on the ground and they get filled up with crap.
Hey, we're Jazz and Josh from the YouTube channel Sailing Nikau, and we are sailing our boat back from the Mediterranean to New Zealand with our 3 kids on board.
And we're making a lot of mistakes as we go, but we're certainly having a lot of fun doing it. This video today is about our haul out that we had in Tunisia, in Africa. It's got to be one of the cheapest places, Tunisia, to get a haul out, to get work done on your boat. But a lot of people are scared about it because they are just simply unsure. So the purpose of this video today is just to help inform you guys about our experiences and hopefully also bring a little bit of work to the yards, the boat yards in Tunisia.
Please subscribe to our channel if you're keen to follow our journey all the way back to New Zealand.
Before you get there, we recommend that you do a few things.
Recommend that you email ahead, decide which yard you're working with,
Obviously,
and get some prices. I did that all over the Med. Tunisia was by far the cheapest. It was only €100 for the actual hauling out, that's out and in. It was €1,500 for us to get Nikau, which is a 50-foot boat, sanded completely back to gel coat. The keel was specially ground with metal grinders, and a primer that was a metal primer was put on her, and then she had 1 coat of primer and 2 coats of anti-foul.
That's an amazing price. When you're getting quotes, make sure they're apples for apples. Send out the same information of what you need to all of the different yards, otherwise you're wasting your time. We decided to go to Monastir, which is a marina just a little hop north of the actual boat yard, to prep our boat first, to get some plastic so that we could wrap that around the hull. We don't normally like buying plastic, but just to protect our hull so it doesn't get all scratched up. But unfortunately, I've got to dive in the water now in this crusty marina and figure out where these hoist straps are going to go, where we need to put the plastic, because later on I've seen where the yard is and it's full of oil and crap and all sorts of... It would be way worse having to jump in there. Also, we wanted to make sure that we could go and actually see the yard before that we pulled up there. So we got a cab. The cabs are really cheap, and we went to the yard and checked out the whole thing before we pulled our boat in there, and we'd highly recommend that you do that.
Yeah, the yard is in another little place called the fishing harbour, or Port de Pêche, which means fishing village in French. Literally only a $2 taxi ride. It's only 1 nautical mile south of Monastir, so it's easy to go check it out, have a look, see what you're in for before you haul your boat.
Now, you can stay on your boat in the yard. A lot of people have been asking, can you do that? Yes, you can. We didn't want to do that because we've got all the kids and we've also got pets as well. And the yard, just to be warned, is super gross. Accommodation is really cheap, and so before you get hauled out, you want to think about accommodation.
We've moved into our little private hotel, guest house, which is very Tunisian and kind of
pretentious,
interesting. We thought we were getting the whole house, but it turns out it's just a little hotel, and there's staff here. There's a security guard all night and a maid here during the day, and we don't really feel like we're allowed to do anything.
How's school going, Bella?
Pretty good.
You haven't really even started yet, eh?
Really?
I'm not sure. Maybe a little un-PC.
It seems that people over here are just absolutely terrified, right, of pets. I don't know if it's a Muslim thing, if it's like an uncleanness, or I mean, it's just the pets, I guess, on the road are strays and are dirty and disgusting. And so the idea for them that we would even have pets in our room, let alone sleeping on the bed, is just insane.
and they just think that we're crazy, and it makes the whole atmosphere here a little bit sort of pretentious and uptight, and so we're sort of walking around on our tippy toes.
Although it wouldn't be hard just to walk along, get some accommodation in a hotel. We were there in the middle of the summer holidays, and it wasn't hard to find a bit of accommodation.
And the last thing that you want to do is think about money. For us, there was a limit on our credit cards for an ATM machine of, what was it, 800?
Well, some machines will only give you 300 dinar, which is literally €100, and they give it
Per
to
day.
you in 10 dinar notes. So you have this massive wad of cash. So it's worth going around the different banks. And we did need to go to customs in Monastir Marina and get a special permit to haul the boat out before we went down to the yard. That's important. And we had to show that at the haul out yard. So don't forget to do that at Monastir Marina before you leave.
So once you get to the yard, what do?
You wait for your turn, basically. It's a busy place. There's lots of boats coming and going, but they're fairly organised. It looks chaotic, but they actually know what they're doing.
It seems crazy and it seems disorganised. It's a little bit scary, but as Jazz said, they are organised. And so you just need to take your pills, basically, and they're probably going to ask you to tie alongside somewhere. Literally, there might be 3 or 4 fishing boats and you're tying alongside one of them, and you just got to wait your turn and they'll call you into the harbour.
Tied into the side. Now we've got to pay before we get hauled out.
When you first tie up, you might have to clamber over the fishing boats, but the reason they want you to come ashore is because you need to pay for your haul out before they'll haul you out. So they'll take you down to the office, which is a drive away, or it's a fair walk. So we got driven by our yard boss, and it's a separate company that runs the haul out machine to the guys that do the work. So they make you up a little invoice based on the length of your boat. Ours was 400 dinar, which is €100. It's nothing.
So cheap.
And that was for taking out, taking back in. Once we paid it, we got a little invoice, had some paperwork.
Then they're going to ask you at the right time to come into the slip, and the big hoist is going to be there. Now, it's a time not to panic, and you've got to be the boss. They're used to doing fishing boats, and they're not used to luxury yachts. So you need to stop them and tell them that you want plastic around the hull. They have these massive strops for ginormous fishing boats. 3 of them on each sort of strop with 3 sets of strops. And if you're a smaller boat like Nikau, I mean, she's 50 foot, but we needed to tie those strops together, otherwise it wouldn't have run across the right place in the hull.
And it might help, what Josh did before we went was to have a quick dive under the boat and put some tape where he actually wanted the strops to go, so he knew it wasn't going to go in the right place. And so we were ready and we knew where to put the plastic.
From the bottom to the top, top, top. Raise your voice, make it stop, stop, stop. We're going to the top, top, top. Raise your voice.
Okay, now the boat's on the hard. What do?
Well, we didn't want them to start work until we knew for sure what we were getting, because it hadn't been super clear from the emails. Because English is not their first language, that's not easy. So we're getting our work started here in the yard in Tunisia, in Monastir. And this is Monastir. Bonjour. He speaks French and a small amount of English, petit peu English, but good Francais and good Arabic, yeah.
Good Arabic.
So we got one of the workers to translate, because if you don't speak French, you're going to need to do that. And some of them do speak good English. So find one of those people, get them to translate, agree on a price, what exactly you're getting done. They'll have a much better idea once they see your boat what you need done. We didn't know if we needed it down to the gel coat or just a light sand until we got the boat out and we were able to scrape away a bit and see what we thought we actually needed. This Antikau is only 3 months old and it's discoloured and gone awful. Poor little keels, not doing so well. And these anodes, they're not very old. Look at what's happened to them. So once you know what you need, write it down, agree on it, agree on the price.
Sign it.
Sign it. We felt that was important and we had no problems when we went to pay, but we had other friends who got landed with extra things at the end, even though they tried to agree on it as they went. So it may be a problem.
Don't forget to negotiate too.
yeah, we did our best. We got in some anodes and some other stuff as part of the price. And tell them if they do a good job, you'll recommend them to your friends.
Totally. Now, even though we were staying a short distance away, it's so important to be at the yard as much as possible. And so most days I'd head there and let them know that I was there. So here we are at the boat yard. See what they're doing on the boat. So pulling it right back to the gel coat. This is the original primer, and what we discovered is that if you can see the black paint, that's what the charter company used, and it was done super crap, and so we're having to pull it right back. The dudes in Greece who applied this this colour here, this kind of copper-based paint, did a good job actually. It was the Italian charter company that stuffed us over. A few small issues like this little fella's peeling off here, and rather than just re-siliconing it, we're going to fiberglass around there. Control system, the water, particularly around marinas, and so rather than it eating the rest of your boat, it's supposed to eat the anode. We're going to get a few more of them on our keel, and the rest of the anodes which are around the boat are in okay condition, like this one here. We've got them around the prop. The idea is that it doesn't eat your motor. I prop the whole boat up using kind of old school methods, but it works. Let's go up, and I'm going to be hanging out up here, and just it's good if I'm around here, and I'm going to be editing up some vlogs. So this is Monastir, and this is his part of the yard. He's doing a great job. Kids are doing school right now. I'm going to go home, pick them up for lunch, and see if we can find a good spot to eat. Everything is dirt cheap here. So cheap, it's just worth going out, you know, as much as possible, because it's a novelty, right? Hey, you guys,
man.
How'd you do? Some good school?
Oh yeah.
Do you know how to shut that thing?
I have absolutely no idea.
Back to our big palace-y thing. Alright.
Weird ass hotel.
You want some lunch?
Yeah, should we go and find some? Venture out into the town.
Yes.
Away from our sanctuary.
Away from the little scary dog.
We also got told to not give them all of your paint. If you've brought your paint with you, your anti-foul or anything, don't give them everything at the start, because they'll only use what they need and they'll keep the rest, most probably, unless you ask for it back. So it helps to just hand it out as they need it. And then also ask if there's anything left over, because they won't just give it to you.
If you're going to do work on your boat, don't leave tools around, don't leave products around, because they're going to walk.
He's been really great at giving us lots of good advice, doing a fantastic job. C'est très magnifique on our boat, and it looks beautiful.
Merci.
And good advice.
Merci
You've been very good, thank you.
Merci.
Finally, at some point the work will be done. We had agreed on a week, and it was only slightly more. It was about 8 days later, and we were ready to go. Nikau was looking amazing.
So when you're ready to launch, first thing you want to do is make sure that plastic goes back on your hull. Otherwise they'll scratch the sucker up. So when you're duct taping that plastic on there, just remember you want to be able to pull it off when it's in the water. You do not want plastic wrapped around your prop. So tape it on in such a way that you can pull it off. I've got the boat all wrapped up because in Tunisia here you can notice that they just drag these strops on the ground and they get filled up with crap, and that would just make a real big mess of our hull. So pretty simple fix though, just put some plastic around it. Not like that we like using plastic, but you have to really in this situation, and we're just here waiting to get put back in. Tomorrow we sail up to Hammamet, and then we're off to Sardinia.
Cool, and are you happy with the job they've done here, Josh?
Really happy with the job. I think
They're really hard workers. I think you got to be, if you're going to come to Tunisia and get a haul out, you got to be comfortable. You're not really going to know what's happening a lot of the time, and you just got to kind of roll with the punches. At the end of it, you'll be happy with the result. They work really hard and they do a very professional job. In fact, much better the job than we've seen elsewhere.
And we agreed on a price in writing, that like we were recommended to, but we haven't paid yet, so hopefully, fingers crossed.
It's important to remember that the price you've agreed on is pretty much just going to the big boss or the guy that runs the yard. Possibly the guy that's actually done most of the work on your boat is not getting paid very much. In fact, we found out that the average workers get paid such a small amount in Tunisia. From cleaning ladies to yard workers, it's like 100, maybe 200 euros a month. That's hardly anything. So if you think they've done a good job, I would tip the guy that's actually done the hard back-breaking work of scraping your boat clean and painting it.
I hope this has helped a few people. Maybe you're thinking, I'm going to cruise into Tunisia and get a little bit of work done on your boat. Well, maybe you're a little bit more informed, or I don't know, maybe you want to fly there or something. Well, this is what Tunisia is kind of like.
It is also good to bear in mind that it's pretty dirty, to be honest.
Lots of rubbish.
And the food is pretty bad. Eating out is not that much fun. The quality's definitely below European standards. Even the produce that you can buy in the supermarket, it was pretty shocking to me, actually, what was available.
In our opinion, though, we were with some other cruising families and they loved it. They loved the food. They loved the place. We did go inland and we did do some really cool things, and it's just rich with culture. Tunisia is an amazing place. And they've got like this Colosseum that is just like the Colosseum in Rome, but it's like another one. And nobody even goes here. It's incredible. There's all these amazing places, and if you want to check out what we did, then go to our YouTube channel and check out the rest of our trip in Tunisia.
Yeah, and the people are amazing, and it did really grow on us. We did enjoy it. It's a great cultural experience, and it's a fantastic place to get some quality work done for a quarter of the price on your boat.
Sweet, that's probably enough talking. We don't ask for much, so just a thumbs up will do, or subscribe if you don't want to miss one of our episodes, and see you later. Hopefully out there sailing somewhere.